All right, good morning, everybody. Hope you're all having yourselves a fantastic start to the AM here. Happy Thursday. Wow, it does not feel like a Thursday. Volume is low. That might be on your end, Electric Outcast. You can turn up the volume on your end. Hope you all have yourselves a fantastic day here. Are looking for hopefully what should be a strong and fantastic trading day. It's been a good week here so far, right? So we're going to look to keep building away and keep kind of stacking up, right? Well, from my end, there's nothing I can do from a volume standard. My microphone is telling me it's nearly peaking. So refresh your browser, whatever it might be. But that's on your end, man. So hopefully everyone's ready to have ourselves a fantastic trading day. Members, can you guys confirm the volume is fine for you guys? Yeah, all good, right? Perfect. So, expecting a interesting trading day here, right? Looking to take advantage of whatever action the market wants to give us. And hopefully, right, looking to continue to compound on what has been a really nice little transition, right, into a slightly more, I don't want to say aggressive, but kind of like demanding trading style, right? So, you know, the last, say like 90 days or so, give or take, I had a lot more action, right, than I was averaging in the first 90 days of the trading year, and I've been really enthusiastic about this change. And what I've been thinking about here a little bit recently, this is a comment I get a lot, I think, but people don't want to use hard stop losses, right? They want to use mental stop losses only, and that's fine. I understand the desire to do that, right? You don't want to get faked out. You don't want to do X. You don't want to do Z. But the problem with mental stop losses, right, is that when your fail safe or your stop loss doesn't work, right, so you don't trigger your mental stop loss, then your fail safe, right, is to basically survive a tremendous amount of drawdown and lose a lot more than what you were expecting. So with the way that I've been trying to trade here recently, right, where I'm trying to cut losers before they turn into max losers, I'm setting myself up, right, to basically create those opportunities where my mental stop loss is a reaction, right? Either it gives me the reaction or I don't want, and then I have like a break glass in case of emergency type stop loss, right? If price action, or if I'm not good at defining what that reaction is from price action. So I really like that. It gives me a lot of flexibility to be able to manage my trades. And it puts me in situations where, yeah, I can be really aggressive, right, in how I manage my positions. The other thing, right, is yesterday we had two pyramid trades. I had two trades where I was able to build up more aggressive sizing, and that makes things really, really fun, right? Not only does that give me more upside for when I'm correct and when I get that big follow through, but it also creates a tremendous amount of margin for error for me, right? If I'm able to build up into a pyramid trade and I am now completely risk-free on that position, well, now my risk reward, right, it's easy for me to get a 15 to 1, right, risk reward, or 10 to 1, or 3 to 1 risk reward follow through, right, based on my original risk. And so what I am doing there with basically combining those two elements together is I am making my win rate relatively meaningless, right? I'm allowing myself to not be attached to that. And it gives me an opportunity to take a lot more shots intraday to find the trade that actually does then move in my favor, right? So instead of being stubborn and attaching my ego to sort of I don't want to say the quality of my setup. I'm trying to trade the same quality of setup each time, but to the outcome of each individual setup. Like if I don't get one or I don't get it on the second trade, I don't have to feel butthurt, right, about it not behaving the way that I want. And I have been loving that. It has been a little bit of like a revelation here. And I'm going to look to keep trying to improve that, right, refine that, and get better. But the reality, right, is that this only works is if I'm literally a better loser than what I was 2 months ago, right? Better loser than what I was 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. And this technique will only be effective or will only make me profitable if, like I said, I am losing like a lunatic, right? And cutting losers like a lunatic, I should say, and not taking as many max losses, right? If I can avoid those, if I can really emphasize that actually losing small makes it easy for me to win big, then I'm setting myself up to be tremendously successful. And so that's going to be always one thing that, you know, we talk about being selfish in our entries, right? And timing our entries and getting these sort of things. Because if you're going to chase mine, you're always going to be behind, right? Where you're going to be 15, 30, 40 seconds behind my entry, not because of the latency of the stream, but because of how long it takes you to set things up, right? To basically execute that order. So if you want to cap your losers, right, you need to be defining what you want that reaction to look like, and then have the courage to cut it early, right? Manage it aggressively and set yourself up to essentially, be very selfish in that element, right? Worst case scenario, you lose $150 when you meant to lose 500, right? Where you could have lost 500. And that puts you in a much better outcome, right, for that next opportunity, and you can take a lot of shots. So, the thing I always want to stress here is my objective is to show you exactly what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and to walk you through my process, and to show you the evolution of my trading as I focus on becoming the best trader I can be, but to also be honest with you in that I am doing what I believe is best for me and my account at all times, right? And if you want to get the best level of performance for your own trading, then you also need to be thinking about what is best for me and my account at all times, not what is best for Michael, right, in his account. Not to be egotistical, not to be an asshole, not my intention here, but we all are in different stages in our trading careers, right? There are some of us here who have done, exceptionally well. They've been in the market for a decade. There's others, right, who have been in here for 3 months, right? Or they're trading for the first time, right? Or whatever it might be. And how you're going to behave in each stage, right, of your trading career is going to be a little bit different. And the more that you can obsess over those small losses, over being proud of yourself for losing small, right, for using that as like your temperature check over how well you're trading, the better things are going to go, right? So, just want everyone to think about themselves primarily, right? I've said this before and I'll say this again, but we are all in this together by ourselves, right? So how 5 or 60, 96, 50 on ES makes me feel is going to be a little bit different than how it makes you feel. And if you can study your reaction, right, how that creates like that emotional barrier for you, then you're going to start to notice your patterns. You're going to start to notice the things that you're good at. You're going to start to notice the things that you suck at. And you're going to start to notice how you can make changes to improve and get better. I can't make those changes for you. You have to want to do them yourself. And when you do, and you take on that level of accountability, man, that is when this game gets so much fun, because trading is self-improvement gamified. And we all have our own flaws, our own problems, our own things that we suck at. And so we need to be willing to solve them and fix them and get better. And that's how we have a lot of fun trading. So for myself, I'm trying to work on my greed, right? The greed of thinking that losers are going to turn into winners, and the greed and the fear, right, associated with that of thinking that my winners are going to turn into losers. And there's a fine balance between them both. And I'm constantly working on trying to straddle that line and maximize my P&L potential. So with that being said, right, let's start mapping things out here this morning. In the meantime, good morning, Craig, Jack, Ruben, Stobier, Ruben, Jeff, Ruben twice, double, Clark, Rain, Cordell, and Electric Outcast. Hope you're all having yourselves a fantastic morning. All DTR guests, welcome. Hope you're having yourselves a great day. And yeah, let's crush. Good morning, Joe. Let's crush today's trading session and keep going on what has been a really strong week. So first things first here, right? Economic calendar not nearly as busy as it was yesterday, right? We've got no 10 a.m. data here today, for example, on our indexes. And we got nat gas here, right? Okay, 10:35. Excuse me, nothing too crazy. So yeah, let's start mapping things out here, team. What's the count here on ES? Let's start there and figure out how we want to trade here today. So yeah, 3 for 3 to the upside, Jack, spot on. But it's like a pretty muted move here, right? So we're definitely going to be looking for a breakout over 6,100. Or we're looking for a dip buy right off of like 60.70. Hey, good morning, Brian. So same thing as yesterday pretty much, right? Or be fake out at 60.70. Then breakout past, right? 6,100. So we're going to 61.10 as our starting point. That 6,100 could be a little bit of a psychological barrier, especially with Bitcoin right now finally cracking its 100K shelf. Maybe it's a psychological breakout day here across the board. And then because it's a 3 out of 3 here to the down or to the upside, I'm not willing to be bearish, right? That's telling me it's trending price action here higher. So I'm either looking for dip buys or breakouts. And if I don't get either of those scenarios, I'm going to sit on hands and sit it out. Make sense? All right, cool. NQ, how do we feel? Similar, not so similar? I freaking love NQ. So 3 for 3 here to the upside. So trending price action. It's not an outlier volume, but it's fine. Whoops. Now we're at 21,527. So starting point's going to be moved towards 21,600. And then a dip buy off of, yeah, like 350. Again, not too much changing there. Yesterday, pretty strong trend day. So like dip buy, where's that box? Look inside that green, or inside that red box, we'll make it a green one. But a dip buy inside that range, right? Or a breakout would be ideal. And we'll see how things kind of shape up from there. Okay, CL, 3 for 3 here to the downside on inventories day. Pretty common narrative, right, that we see. Right, how often do we see those big red Wednesdays? So, I mean, look, it's a little dip buy, possibly off of 68 bucks. 2 out of 3 here to the downside with volume. So this is more of my downside setup here today. Right, and with volume indicates that we've got quote-unquote trending price action. The trend that we're establishing, right, is basically a trend line rejection, right? So if we can push out this trend line here, 1 point of contact, 2 points of contact, now 3 points of contact, where that has acted as resistance, right, since basically the start of October. And so we're either looking for a separation away from that trend line, right, which is what our bias is going to be here today. Or long term, right, we're going to look for a breakout away from that trend line, which would maybe be our bias later on in the month. So NA here for a bull case. We're looking for a bear case or bust this morning. And so we're looking for a ORB fake out at the trend line or a breakdown towards, and starting point would be 68. And then 50 cents along the way towards like 66.50. So 68, 67.50, 67, and then 66.50. So plenty of space there, right? If we can get that enthusiasm to show up. So let's see where that market momentum comes together here this morning. All right. Apple, 3 for 3 here to the upside. Beast. And we're looking for a pop above 244, so not too much changing there. Or, right, a dip buy off of like 241. Awesome. Okay, Tesla. 2 for 3 without volume. Kind of looks a bit like maybe some consolidation. We need to break out above 362. And then to the downside here, right, this could be a high volume rejection, basically a high vol BB reversal. Awesome. All right, Microsoft, best volume we've probably seen here of all of our tickers so far. Got stuck at 440. What a beast. So looking for a 440 breakout, right? Or a dip buy off of 433. Sweet. Okay, Amazon. Again, 3 for 3 here to the upside. Maybe the weakest candle we've seen. Now, the body of the candle looks to be approximately the same size or slightly larger than the top wick. So I'm not going to call this a weak one here quite yet. And now we're looking for that 220 breakout. And then just because of that candle's shape, that makes me a little bit pessimistic about trusting dip buys, because the dip buys that we saw there yesterday essentially got rejected, right? So I'm just going to look for a breakout. Give me a cleaner bit of price action instead of selling or buying into an area where we've seen a rejection happen. So we're looking to basically invalidate that afternoon weakness, right? Instead of hunting this and being hyper aggressive. Okay, AMD, a 1 cent gap up, monster move. So we're going to call this a 2.5 out of 3 to the upside with volume. And we're just going to call it a 2.5 because, I mean, like I said, a 1 cent gap up, right? It could still go in either direction. Still fundamentally, right, does give me a bullish bias. And we're still looking for that 144 breakout, which is basically what we closed out there yesterday. So semiconductors want to pop off again here, right? And we want to see that enthusiasm. That'll be a really good narrative here for our NQs of the world. And we'll see if that ends up driving price action higher this morning. And then NA, right, to the downside. So pretty much across the board, right, we've got a relatively consistent narrative here so far of trending price action to the upside. And we're looking for that continuation narrative. Okay. NVIDIA. $146 breakout. We're going to call this again, probably 2.5 out of 3. Now, 2 out of 3 with volume and a 3 for 3 with volume are essentially the same thing, right? It's telling us that we've got trending price action and a weak pullback, or trending price action and a breakout. So the only real difference is on a 2 out of 3 with volume, you have a slightly larger bias towards potential dip buy opportunities. On a 3 for 3 with volume, you have a slightly larger bias towards breakout opportunities. So in this case, right, we're still looking for that 146 breakout here. Or, right, we're looking for a dip buy maybe off of 142, right, which was yesterday's breakout target, yeah. Make sense? Bavik, can you hear me? Maybe you've muted me by chance. I know I yap away, so I wouldn't blame you. If you... Hey, good morning, Kenneth. Okay. Meta. 2 out of 3 here to the upside without volume. So we're looking for a 618 breakout. And no dip buys there. Not sure if I can be bearish, right? Pretty clear indication of a trending breakout here. So I'm going to sit this one out as a bear case still, because I do think I've got a bit of a trending price action recently. Okay, Netflix. 3 for 3 to the upside. Man, this thing... When I think Netflix can't stop, it finds a way to keep running. It's so impressive. So 916 plus, or a dip buy off of previous all-time highs, which would be 908, right? Cool. And then Google, 3 for 3 to the upside, finally outside of that Thursday range. So we're going to look for a 175.50 breakout. 3 for 3 to the upside. Get rid of this. And then we're targeting maybe, 180-ish. The dip buy would have to be off of like 174. So probably a little bit more of a bias, like I said, right, for that upside continuation versus that dip buy scenario. Cool. And then VIX, 13.48. So this is some of the cheapest handles we've seen on VIX in the year, right? Give or take. I mean, at least the cheapest since the summer. So, like at some point, volatility will return until it, as long as we're still grinding in this area, right? Low volume, higher highs aren't exactly a bad thing. Certainly wouldn't be, I wouldn't call that bearish in the short term. But for today, we generally have a increasing volume standard across the board. We have an increase of short-term momentum, and we're going to look to take advantage of that with hopefully a really clean trading session. I'd love to go 6 for 6, all 6 winners. So we'll see if we can put together something spectacular here today. But I woke up feeling dangerous, right, in a good way. Very energized, feeling sharp. Surprisingly little jet lag, actually. So yeah, really looking forward to hopefully what should be a good trading day. Any questions here, team? Anything you guys want to go over? Anything that maybe I didn't cover in enough detail? Let me know. Let's fire through that here now. Yeah, so what's your bias, Antonin? What's your plan? Maximus. What a name. Okay. Pretty good support there. You're basically at like 52-week lows. So I'd have no issues with that as like a risk-reward ratio. But if you could buy like 73.50-ish, right, or long, and then, yeah, fill that gap and then beyond certainly could come together. You got a little bit of time here still before earnings. So, yeah, I understand this as a base. Here's your bullish confirmation. Again, not super thrilled that it's still confined inside that Wednesday range. So I'd either want to buy in the lower third, right, of that candle's range, or on a breakout and hold above that. Then you'd have a pretty good risk reward ratio to think you can maybe push, 80, 85, yada, yada, yada. So I do all my charting, Electric Outcast, on TradingView. That's what you see here as my screen. And then I execute inside Trade-Evate, their Top Step X platform, a Trade-Evate integration through My Funded Futures in TradingView, which is on a separate screen. And then I ran a family fund for myself, my dad, and my sisters through Interactive Brokers. So I'm executing through those three platforms and then doing all my charting and analysis on TradingView. Yeah, Robinhood's fine for execution. Generally, those platforms that are free commissions, I'm not a huge fan of because they're selling your data for something, right? So if you're getting something for free, they're not working for you, they're working for someone else, right? So they make their money by selling your order flow and doing things along those lines, which I generally don't like. All right, guys, we got 3 minutes here till market open. I'm just going to go make myself a quick cup of coffee, spend a few minutes here visualizing a successful trading day, and then we'll jump back on here as markets open up. And yeah, let's get ready to crush it. I'm excited for today. So we'll be back in a couple of minutes, and yeah, let's see how things go. All right. And we're off. So far on the day, right? Decent open from indexes. Still want to see them break out past, right? Yesterday's close prices or yesterday's high a day. Certainly add an opportunity to do so here early, especially on NQ. And in general, right, we have a bit more of a bullish bias, right, than a bearish bias here today. Any questions? Fantastic. All right, so let's see how things shape up, right? See where we get some action. Ooh. Good volume, right? For sure, good volume. More than yesterday, right? Which is positive. 2105 versus, okay, so a little bit less on ES, but more on NQ. It's fine. We do have a volume shelf to start the day off. So again, not too fussed about that. What do you mean by how long do I run them? What does that mean? Okay. Oh, I hold towards profit targets, right? Or until a move doesn't feel like it's sustaining anymore. So there'll be a lot of variables there. In general, I'm probably holding trades anywhere from like 2 minutes to an hour, something like that. In reality, I want to hold losers for less, right? So hopefully those losing trades I'm holding for, only a couple minutes. My winning trades, I should be able to, if I get a good move, I'll sell it when the move is done. But I think yesterday, like my longest trade was like maybe 10 minutes. And then the edge that I'm looking to take advantage of, right, is essentially this. So depending on how things set up or how the day shapes up, yeah, that's sort of what I'm looking for here. Okay, so first test there of 6,100. And then I've mentioned this already in the past. There's a part of me, and I'll back test this over the holidays, or maybe if I can get it set up in Edgeful. But yeah, playing like the first breakout through the range might be something pretty interesting. Hey, good morning, SG. Okay, so good rejection on CL here. Very good rejection. Maybe we'll have to go aggressive. So stop loss would have to be 604 or 6904, sorry. So just be patient, right? We want to see the correct reaction here. Maybe get stuffed at 70 or 69 bucks. Nice. Eats ass at 69. For now, yeah, it would be 5 contracts. Now, if I can get a deeper pullback, it could go bigger sizing. But for now, it would be 5 contracts. Above 94 would be 5 contracts. 93 would be 4 contracts. 98 would be more. So my desire, right, I would say, is to always have $500 of risk or less. And the deeper pullback I buy, the more contracts I can buy, right? Which means I need a smaller move to be wildly profitable. So like yesterday, right, when we think back about some of those NQ trades, it was on those really, really tight, deep pullbacks, right, where you're risking 8 points. You can buy 3, 4, 5 contracts even sometimes. And that gives you a tremendous amount of upside. So again, right, it's obsessing over losing well and losing small gives you a lot more flexibility in what you can do from a position sizing perspective, but also go from there. For sure, Electric, your best bet would be doing prop firms, but if that's how much you're trading with, you need to have realistic expectations over what's actually going to happen. The most likely outcome with that amount of money is that you're going to lose it all. So, I would recommend paper trading and building up a bigger buffer and not treating the market like a lottery ticket. Okay, so see if we can get a pullback here. Might not. So I'm looking for 94 or greater as a short. Yeah, but with futures, you can't really get that sizing. So like I said, signing up for a prop firm would be the better move because it gets you more leverage to be able to trade with a larger account. Okay, so watching here closely. So at 98, right, I could buy 8 contracts. Might have just missed it there. Top Step, My Funded Futures, or Apex are the 3 that I recommend. But honestly, dude, if you're going to be starting out, paper trade for a little bit, right? There's a lot of stuff you can learn from a technical perspective and just like from an execution perspective that doesn't have to cost you your hard-earned money. Even when I worked institutionally, paper trading was something that we relied on significantly. So don't think that it's above you, right? Or that you're above that. Don't underestimate your ability to be an idiot. The market's great at making us do dumb things. Okay, so I'm still watching here for an entry. Haven't quite been able to find my trigger moment here yet. Probably could have, to be honest. But just missed it. Okay, so now we're looking at the aggressive technique. Stop loss 97. Again, this would be back to 5 contracts here now. And I'm starting to look here, team. Starting to look. Oh, I just missed this again. So 88 or above. Come on. Okay. So starting to watch here, starting to watch. Okay, guys, I am in average price 68.88. Not the best entry. Five contracts. And let's see if this thing can start to break down here and really start to push lower. But so far, so good. Probably should have gotten like a 91. That would have been ideal. But a good start here so far. Good start. There we go. Can't quite add to this here yet. Ah, great entry, Mikey. See if we can flush through 80. And then again, if this move happens faster than I expect, I will close this. Now, there's a big pop. Just as I was saying it. So let's see if this thing can keep flushing here through 80. There we go, 550 bucks, a few more dollars here. Beautiful. So far, so good here, team. So far, so good. Will not let this go red, right? I will not let this go red. Okay, and I am out. Fill price of 73. All out at 68.73, and that's a good start to the morning. Very, very good start to the morning. Again, right, that move happened a little bit faster than I expected. That second flush was my reason to get out. And a very good decision. Very, very good decision. Let's go. So plus 750 bucks. I will take that all day long. Let's go. Great start, team. I would need to see this close as a better candle shape. I don't like that candle shape personally. Not yet. So maybe on the longer time frame we'll get another opportunity here. Just the speed of that reversal, right, is what makes me a little bit nervous. Generally, when a move happens faster than you expect, right, where it's like the trap door gets pulled, right, which is a good analogy, I think, for this. Generally, that's a sign of, like, capitulation or exhaustion, right? Like, price collapsing, it's like it's done. When the move is quick but controlled, then you can have a bit of a bigger expectation of follow-through. So, held that trade, what, 2 minutes? Not bad for 2 minutes. Not bad at all. Nice work, Joe. Nice work. Hey, 10 points, 500 bucks. Nice job. So, great start to the day here, team. Great start to the day. Yeah, 2 minutes and 20 seconds of hold time on that position. Beautiful. Nice. So good green day, eh, Joe? Fantastic. So look, objectively, right? I don't have to place another trade here today. Now it's 9:51, so there's plenty of time here to set things back up. But that's a great start to the day, right? I was making, oh gosh, here's some math. Make $22,000 an hour there, right? Now, obviously, that's not real, but guy didn't actually make 22K. But that's not a bad hourly pace, right? So the power of the leverage, right? The power of, you know, how things can move when you get that nice move. Don't need to be greedy. Boy, oh boy, does it feel good to catch a nice trade to start the day off, right? We've had a curse of the first trade losers for a while there. Good day. How's everyone feel? Nice work, Ruben. Hell yeah. $500. My man. Congratulations. And we read that well, right? Would have now stopped us out, right? Had we gotten stubborn, gotten greedy, gotten attached. And that's not what we want ever, right? So very, very good decision. Honestly, it feels like that when it moves faster than you expect framework, that feels like a cheat code sometimes. So again, right, that's one of those things where you got to be selfish on your execution. So if it feels like it's moving too fast, our brains want to make us feel as if it's going to go forever. But generally the reality of price action is that it's the opposite of that, right? So great start there. Turning into a very, very nice week. Indexes aren't moving much here at the moment. So we're going to be patient, but a really strong bounce off of 68 pre-market. Good day, team. Good day. So we're going to start looking for potential index reversals here off of these lows. Especially if they can sell off a bit more. But I'm not interested in going short here to the downside. Not on the indexes. Well, you can't, Craig, right? The point is when you make a decision based on feel, you track, was my gut right or wrong, right? So you train it, you refine it, you improve it by studying those quality of those decisions. So when I close a trade because it feels like capitulation, did it then keep following through and give me another 60 points? Or would it have gone back up above my entry price? So in my journal, I've got wrote down close on a flush that happened sooner than expected, sign of capitulation question mark, price then went above my original entry price 30 seconds later. So yeah, that's a sign of capitulation. That was a good gut feel. And I train that, right, by creating data around my decisions. right? Did I trade my setup trigger correctly? Yes, that was an objective setup trigger. 3-minute time frame, right? Objective setup trigger, no problem. But when I'm managing that position, did I manage it well enough to protect myself from profits? I would say in this context, yes. Price moved faster than the move under 80 happened faster than pretty much the entire move before that. So, yeah, track that data, right? Train your gut. Refine your ability to understand the quality of your decisions. And we're not going to be 100% correct, right, with those fields. That's impossible. But if we can get it 60% of the time, 70% of the time, then awesome, right? We're doing a really good job protecting our edge. Does that make sense? And I would also say in this context, right, it was following our plan, right? So very confident I said on that first flush through 80 that if this move happens faster than I expect, I'm going to close it and take my profits and run, right? Maybe not those exact words, but I definitely said if this move happens faster than I expect, I'm going to look to close my position, right? So I did that initial flush through 80 to like maybe 74, 75, and then it gave me another flush that happened just as quickly, and I closed on that flush. All right, so I missed it on the first one, didn't miss it on the second. And that was a decision, right? Once I'm up 1R. So once I'm up 1R, I want to be obsessive over protecting my position, right? Making sure I'm closing my P&L as it's increasing, not decreasing. And so then that becomes a variant, right? Either it's going to hit my profit target here, 68.60, or, right, it's going to give me a capitulation type move. And I know that on CL, it loves that early morning reversal. And that's what it feels like. So track that. Was I right? Was I wrong? Okay, this context, I was correct in that view. But all I'm doing is taking information that the market is giving me just from like the eye test, right? And then applying that to my plan. And then executing based off of that new information. And if I'm wrong, well, then I can learn what information I can filter out and how I need to change. But in this context, I think I nailed it. Okay, ES, not enough volume there yet. And if I'm wrong, right, with that gut feeling, so if, for example, it then continued breaking down, right, it made lows past 68.70, for example, well, worst case scenario, I can always jump back in and reset and take another shot at this thing. But I don't need to assume the move is always going to happen just in one go. So one thing that I'm really trying to work on as a trader, right, is having my thesis, having my plan, but then also understanding that it's going to be a little bit, like price action isn't always going to move very neatly, especially in these low VIX environments. So if I can basically take profits on a step-by-step basis and then always reset, I would rather keep my mental capital for that opportunity instead of making each decision as like an all or nothing type thing. yeah, $750 to start the day. Dude, I don't need to do anything else, right? So now we're looking at ES here. Setting up to the upside. Good volume, right? It's going to be second largest volume of the day. NQ could possibly be giving me a reversal here off these lows. That would be interesting as well. We want to see ES hold above, right, that red line. So we'd like to see it hold above 102.50. Previous high a day yesterday, right? Previous all-time high. And then that gives us a target towards 110. Okay, good close. So absolutely interested in this. Might have to be the pullback here. Okay, now would be the aggressive. So stop loss would be 10, call it 102. And this is tight, right? That's 1 point of risk. 1 point of risk. I can go pretty big sizing here if I can get the good move. But then I also want to be a little bit patient, right? If it pulls back into that, you know, between that green line and the red line, okay, not going to give me that pop now. So now maybe I'll focus on NQ instead. So we're looking at a 115 stop loss on NQ. Sorry, 515. I said 115, right? And in theory, I could buy 3 contracts here. Okay, good decision, right? Very good decision. So now stop would have to be 511. Again, not rushing this, right, until I see the correct reaction from price action. So far, right, it's kind of been elevators in both directions, where it's no real clear indication that one side is lost or one side has won. Okay, staying away from this. Okay, CL, maybe back to setting up here to the downside. Can maybe do this on NQ or on ES. Excuse me. Pullback technique. So I'll watch that as well. Stop loss, right? We call it $699.50. I need an entry under 125, 101.25. My only reservation, right, with CL is that we've already seen it get stuffed, right, at that 68.70 area. So I would need to do a risk reward like that, which is less appealing. Okay, so again, watching here. Right, I could buy 5 contracts under 101.25. Be risking, $437.50. So again, watching here carefully. Want to see stairs down, not an elevator flush. And then just like as a rule of thumb, right? The first time it feels like you should click submit, you're generally one feeling away from clicking the button. So I've seen it touch 101.25 a couple times here now. Don't think it's ready yet. I think I can still get a slightly better price. Or, right, I can get a same price where the move is going to happen immediately. So that's what I'm waiting for. If I miss it here, no worries. I can always play this as the aggressive technique right on this next candle. Or who knows where this will be in 50 seconds. I would always rather wait for a discount and take the rain check than I would be to chase at full price. Okay, so there's that third attempt of 101.25. See if I can get a little bit under. See how it reacts to a flush here. And pretty muted bounce. Better. Okay, looking for an entry here. Still not in. Watching this reaction around this 100. It's been a little bit sticky so far. A little bit sticky. Much better reaction. Much, much better. Okay. Still no entry. And now it looks like it wants to fake out. And a good decision. Very good decision. Okay, so now we're back to watching CL here. Again, possibly targeting a move towards 68.60. Okay. So 68.80 would have to be the stop loss for now on CL. And again, we're going to wait to see, right? It finds support. And then give me that flush pullback, right? Now, 5-cent stop loss, I can go pretty aggressive with my sizing here. So now we're looking for a pullback into 75 or above. Gently. That was not a gentle pullback there. That was 4 cents in a second. Not gentle. Better. And just look where it's bouncing, right? Look where it's finding support. It's right off of that previous low of day. So again, that's why I'm being patient here. Had maybe this resistance not been there, it'd be a little bit easier to have placed an entry. What was your entry price, Jen? What made you feel like it was the right time to submit? Okay, so stop loss now have to be 82. I'm streaming on YouTube, Electric. Or inside my Discord for premium members. Okay, guys, so I'm starting to look for an entry here again. This might be a 5-min setup here now. So let's see if we can find support. Right, again, bouncing right off of low of day. So let's see where it finds, where it gets stuffed, and then if it can flush through low of day, and then use that as support, 71 would be my entry target. Yeah, that's fair. It was a really tight risk, so I don't have any issues with that. Okay, so it's back to setting up here, right? 76 stop loss. Entry price 71. We need to see it flush through low of day, right? We need to see it flush through low of day. We've seen it bounce through that area. We want to see previous support, right? Now act as support for our downside move. Okay, there's 71. Still being patient here. Still being patient. Haven't seen a flush through low of day here yet, right? Have not seen that. Well, Jen, all things considered, just to go back to your comment there, if you're risking 2 points, right, and you're waiting for that pullback and you're taking that loss, it sucks, but it's not the end of the world, right? It's a very reasonable bet to make. Okay, so again, watching here, touch 71. There's that first flush through. So let's see that candle close here now. Ooh, close just above. Maybe this could be a 10-min setup. So possible 10-min look here. Only thing, again, right? A little fake out under low of day. Didn't necessarily sustain it. It's a little bit bothersome. And Q may be interesting here. Right, here's your reversal. Low vol pullback. That could be very, very appealing as well. Just trying to think to myself, which one's higher probability? Maybe CL. So stop loss have to be 86 for now. And again, this would be 5 contracts here, right? This would be 5 contracts. Okay, ooh, that was way too fast. Way too fast. Okay, I'm gonna wait this out a few minutes. Yeah, no worries, Rusty. I mean, if you want to be long, go for it. I mean, for me, it's a 2 out of 3 with volume, so I just won't ever have a bullish bias with that. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. So again, that's why I'm waiting a little bit to see if it wants to retest it. But for now, no reason to take a stab. Again, if I don't get another trade here today, no worries. Great day, right? So it has to be so beyond perfect that it gives me no choice, right? Where I trade it in like a flow state. If it feels like a stressful trade, it's going to be a stressful trade. And I'm on a nice green day, so I don't need that, right? At some point here, maybe the better move will be these index possible reversals. Oh yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Close. We'll be close on NQ. Closed. Interesting. Closed red. So we'll wait this thing out. Excuse me. Giving myself allergies. When I was, I don't know, 16, 17, that kind of age, did a lot of mountain biking. And I lived in a place where I lived near Vancouver. So I'd go up to Whistler all the time. In the summer, they got their mountain bike park, all this kind of stuff. And every summer, I would get hurt. Crash into a tree, eat crap on a jump, all sorts of stuff. And I would dislocate my shoulder so much. Like I would dislocate it 6 or 7 times in the summer, to the point where I had to get surgery. And I had to get surgery because every time I would sneeze like I just sneezed, I would dislocate my shoulder again. So that's what that reminded me of for whatever reason. Okay, so we're back to looking at these lows here. Oh, it's the worst, right, Clark? It's the worst. Yeah, I mean, it's probably a bit rough now, but used to be beautiful. It's been taken over by the tent people. Oof. Yeah, that's bad, Clark. That's worse than I had it. Yeah, I haven't been back in a long time either, actually. Oh, Jenny, I've seen too many bears in my life. I actually crashed into a bear cub once upon a time. Yeah, good question. Okay, so again, another test there of that low a day. So we'd like to see it break down and hold on volume, right? And potentially we could go 10 min here with the aggressive. Fake out higher. Again, if it's just going to fake out through that range, I don't care. If my America move doesn't come together, I get denied a visa or something like that, Whistler will be where I move. Go live my best mountain life. Oh, lucky. Yeah, finding a place to live there is really tough. Yeah. Do you Airbnb them? I mean, look, I'm already up really early here East Coast. So I'd be able to keep my pretty similar schedule. But then, you know, you spend your afternoons biking, hiking. Yeah, that's fantastic. I hear ya, Electric. I hear ya. The freedom it provides you is unparalleled to pretty much any business. Yes, increasing volume, but not enough off of that 2R zone. Certainly could be setting up for that reversal still, though. At this point, right, that would probably be the most likely scenario that I could fall in love with. Yeah, Whistler is really special. And if you spend enough time there, you'll pick up an Australian accent. I mean, that's a hell of a story, Craig. I love it. For sure, Joe, I get what you're saying about that 70 bounce. But for me, right, I've got a 2 out of 3 with volume, right, to the downside. So I have a bearish bias here. Right, trending price action here lower. And yeah, those red lines here that you see, they're double whatever the size of the green box is. So they're 26 cents away from the highs and lows. Oh yeah, the bears there are so social. So my dad, bless him, he lives in like the boonies. He's got a big ranch. It's like 250 acres, something like that, near a place called Kelowna. And man, the wildlife there is very, very aggressive. And you don't have to necessarily worry about bears as much, but the mountain lions, they'll stalk you. And that's really scary. Yeah, no, they will kill you for sport. Yeah, Kelowna's great, yeah. He's like an hour away from there. But like the Okanagan's beautiful. We got a bunch of BC people. %, Rusty, 100%. Makes everything else feel better. Okay, so here's our first flush down. And from a risk-reward perspective, probably going to be a little bit challenging right after that pullback. So we're looking for a shorter term time frame move, and then we can maybe target 68 bucks. We're waiting for this, right, all morning, but didn't want to give us that early. Now, 68's probably pretty far, but let's see. Shame, we were waiting for this for a while. It just never gave us a good risk-reward move to justify. That's the way it goes. See how it closes. $82's too far away. So it would have to be the aggressive. I will say too, Rusty, just on your point, right? Starting the day off up $750. It's easier to be patient, for sure. Like compared to yesterday's trading day, yesterday was a lot more work for less profit. Well, that's the way it goes sometimes. Okay, so I might potentially be interested here in a good old CL. Stop loss 81. And then I think I'd probably be targeting 68.50 here. Or sorry, 68.50. So now it would have to be the aggressive, right? It would have to be that. And you need to pull back into 68. It's probably not going to happen here at this point. Okay, now we can potentially start looking for moves towards 68, though. Might make things just a little bit easier. So for now, we'll say stop loss 68.60. All right, which is just basically that confirmation candle low. Let's see if we can get a good look here. Okay, guys, I am in short 68.54. And I have 10 contracts. Maybe a little bit too much risk. So I got stopped out at 60 there. That was too much risk. That was dumb. Well, I was supposed to be 500, right? But I bought at 54 instead of 55. So I had $600 of risk there when it should have been $100 less. Dumb, 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 dumb. So, journal here says, right, too much risk, mistimed entry, and took on a bigger hit than I needed. Once I saw I was bigger risk, I got greedy and held for a bigger win instead of cutting for a scratch loss. Dumb, dumb, dumb. That's kind of how I feel. That was unnecessary to give back that much. Sounds good, Jenny. Enjoy your day. Dumb, dumb, dumb. What I don't like is I feel like I got greedy once I realized that was bigger risk. That I don't like. Well, the trading day starts every session at 9 a.m. Then there's a bunch of courses that you can do at your own schedule. And then you can book one-on-one calls when you find them appropriate or when you need, more specific help. So it's kind of built around your time frame. Sounds good, man. Have a good night. Ooh, that last CL trade made me feel like a little bit like an idiot. Not because the trade was bad. Just that I took a bigger loss than I needed to. Setup was fine. Thesis was fine. Execution was lackluster. Nothing worse than a self-inflicted wound. I'm a little bit interested in this ES as a reversal setup here. I'm just trying to think a little bit about just the frame of mind after that last trade. I haven't made an execution mistake like that in a long time, which is what's bothering me. And Q as a reversal might be the better opportunity. I'm very interested in either one of these. About a minute to go here. Let's see how this behaves. Yeah, just annoyed that once I realized that was too big risk, I got greedy instead of being operationally sound. A little bit of a hypocrite there. So I do apologize for that. Alright, reset, right? No big deal. Don't bring baggage into your next trade. This is looking good from NQ. So be targeting high of day, right? Ideally. So 507 stop loss. For now, obviously. Call it 506. Still not the right reaction here yet, so let it find some support. That 506 might not hold here still. Oh, now it might. Okay, so now we're going to look for a pullback here. Gentle pullback. Still no, still no. So 506 is definitely the right stop. Okay, maybe not. Again, still not the correct reaction here. See how when it pulls back, it's like pulling back, it's like skipping prices. Basically waiting for that to stop before I click submit. So there's a good chance it will want to retest 500 here too. Right before it makes its initial move. So for now, still being very patient. The risk is so tight. That I can still get a tremendous amount of sizing here. And basically what I'm trying to avoid is a fake out and then run, right? So I'd rather be a little bit late on my entry or outweight my entry to avoid getting faked out, which so far would have been the case, right? So as is, this would be stop at 502. Now probably lower. Okay, see how it reacts to 500. Didn't flush through, pretty low volume. Could I do a 487 as a stop? It might make life just a little bit easier. Harder to get good sizing, but easier to get a decent entry. I could still buy 2 contracts here potentially. It's a good defense of 500. 10 points. All right, guys, so I'm in 507.75. Now I'm just one contract here. If this is strong, it'll give me a chance to pyramid in. Okay, I've closed this for now. I think I can get a better entry. Closed it at 504.75. So 60 bucks. Okay, so I'm back in here, 501.50. This time it's 2. Fantastic decision. Fantastic decision. Oh, might have jinxed it. I actually have a correction to make here. This is 3 contracts, not 2 contracts. Okay, so let's see if this thing can fly here. It's 400 bucks. Come on. Okay, last chance saloon here. Come on, come on. Push, push, push. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can get it up and over of that 510. Come on. Come on, NQ. Come on. Give me some blast off. Come on. Wouldn't say that was the best candle. Come on. See if we can get through that 510, right? That's the shelf we need here. Come on, come on, come on. I feel very happy about closing for that $60 loss, resetting. Has given me more margin for error and a much bigger position size. Okay, so see if we can get this breakout here and fly. Come on. Who's with me here? Who's with me? Nice, Mike. Let's go. Okay, we're in great shape here, team. Great shape. So 800 bucks, right? See if this thing can keep pushing. I will not let this go red. I will not let this go red, right? Come on. Last chance. Gotta hold here. Gotta hold. This candle can't close above 510. I will get out. Yeah, it's a little bit of a pain in the arse here. Ten seconds. Come on. Didn't close. Okay, guys, I'm out at 507. Again, this might give me another opportunity to set back up on that like mean reversion look. Ooh. So here's the opposite, right, of that CL trade. Probably close this one early now in hindsight. So let's see if this thing can go increasing volume, then we maybe have another opportunity. Okay, so maybe we could set back up here. Again, need to keep the risk tight. So 515 here for now. Okay. So we can get a little pullback now. Gentle, 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 right? Okay, so I'm in 323.50. Sorry, 523.50. Three contracts again. Come on. Right, there we go. See if we can sustain a move past 330 or 5. Why I say 300? 530. So far, so good. So far, so good. Man, I've had to work for a living here today. If I just took that first trade, right, I'm making pretty much the same as I am now. I.e., if I didn't do anything else after that CL trade, right? Now, this has some potential, which is why I'm interested, and it's behaving fine. And this has a chance to maybe give me a pyramid opportunity here. So there's 500. Nice work, Don. 610's a fantastic day. Congratulations. Love that for you. Okay, so behaving well here. Behaving well. So now we got to check basically on a pullback here how far it pulls back, right? If it pulls back too much, I won't be able to pyramid in. 527 would be okay. Okay, so stop loss now, 526.25. I have 5 contracts. Average price 526.30. So I'm just looking for a quick pop here, and then I can close this. Okay, so watch in here. Here it goes. Come on, give me that next leg. Come on, NQ. Come on, come on, come on. Boom, $1,000. Let's see if we can keep going here. Woo! Here it goes, guys. 1,300. Great day, team. Let's go. Okay, I'm closing that there at 39. All out at 39. Let's go. Woo! Huge win. Let's go. How's everyone feeling? Oh, that felt great, Bert. That felt great. Yeah, that was a good decision here by the looks of it. That was a very good decision by the looks of it. So, very strong day here, team. Very, very strong day. 1686.88 on the day. Not going to complain. And do you know what's really nice about today, guys, right? Is we were very calm, at least I was very calm, right? After making a little bit of an execution error. And didn't allow myself to basically drain my mental capital or like fester on that, right? So, look, we're going to make mistakes. They are going to happen. But we can't allow ourselves to compound mistakes. And I really liked how I closed at 507. Entry didn't feel right. So took the small loss, right? 61 bucks. Bought back at a much better price. Made back that loss very easily. And then played that same thesis, right, for that next leg higher. And turned it into a great, great day, right? Like all in, that move was 1,600 bucks. Wait, that doesn't seem right. That's 16. Yeah, what the heck? No, it should be more. No, maybe not. Felt like it should have been more. So how's everyone feeling today? Good? It is, Willard, yeah. And so it's almost like if we don't get that timing right, we don't have to wait it out until it is right. We can cut it, move on, reset, and take another stab with better risk. I'm trying to get better at that, and I'm seeing improvements, even on a trade-to-trade basis. And just seeing a tremendous increase in P&L. It's been a lot of fun. So I think that's like the 6th green day in a row here, and that's the biggest one in a while. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 for 5 today. And getting more opportunities to pyramid, right, is also being pretty fun. So nearly a 20K week here, guys. That's not too shabby. What were the execution errors, Glenn? Alright, so we're going to translate my notes here. They are very messy. Okay, so first trade of the day. All right. So in great shape here, guys. Nearly a 20K week. I've got no complaints about that. And yeah, nearly a perfect close there as well. Everyone feeling good? Everyone green? Yeah, I mean, we shouldn't. That's 2.5 times bigger than it needs to be, Glenn. So I would say, like, from an outcome perspective, that's pretty unacceptable. So that should be something you journal about, right? And ask, okay, what could I do better? What can I improve? What did I screw up here? Why did I feel like I needed to hold on? Right? Why didn't I make it easy for myself to lose small? Because if you're avoiding that $1,200 loss, right? Or not dealing with that stress, all of a sudden that $1,500 day is a $2,000 day, right? Or even more. And things get pretty crazy when that ends up happening, right? So, team, any questions? DTR guests, any questions? So, one loss, one $60 loss. That's a scratch. And then everything else winners here today. So, pretty good trading session. No complaints. And for DTR guests, right, once you become DTR members full time, go with the funding program and become a part of the team. You'll be able to join and trade inside the Discord server, which is an even lower latency system than what you see on YouTube. So, final call for questions here, team. Final call for questions. Final call, guys. Final call. Sounds good, Joe. Hope you had a great day, man. All right, team. Well, same deal like always, right? If you have any other questions, hit me up outside of market hours. I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. But really fun trading day here today. Had a lot of fun. Hope you all enjoyed it as well. Learned a lot, got better, made some money. And yeah, I'll be back at it again here tomorrow. Finish off the week with a bang. And yeah, I mean, let's keep it up, right? Been really good improvements here. So let's keep stacking them up, guys. In the meantime, have yourselves a great day. And I'll catch up with a few of you here in our one-on-ones later this afternoon. Otherwise, going to chat to you all soon. So have yourselves a great day. We'll talk then. Peace.